before we get into the locomotive variations, I do want to cover the seals quickly, as this was the first issued seal released by Tyco. It has President of the United States written on it. This seal is very rare, as you'll hear me mention later also again, but it is the first one, and it's issued approximately 1973, possibly in the 74 time frame. This would be seal variation number 2. The most common was issued after the lettered seal version. Approximate time frame for this seal would have been about 1974 to 76. This would be seal number 3. Very rare, issued approximately around 75 briefly. Tyco's Spirit of 76 ALCO 430 identification video. I have 7 of the 9 known variations in existence. Here are my 7. Tyco variation number 1 shown here. 5628 number boards, Mantua Tyco, blue stripe on the nose. This is the side of the ALCO 430. This is the presidential lettered seal, as you can see here. This one's not the best of shape, but the 5628 would date this in the 73 time frame. There's the font on this one's dark for the 1776 lettering. The Mantua Tyco versions also have the number boards on the rear that are not filled in, as in later Tyco 76 issues, which will be shown later. This one doesn't have the handrails, but is in the box it came in. Tyco stock number was 244 1800 on the presidential lettered versions. This is what an MU2 motor looks like. For those of you that don't know what MU stands for, that's Mantua. It's a different drive than the Tyco. As you can see here, the Mantua 430s also have the screw-in fuel tanks. And there's the rear truck. This is the roof line. These did change through the years, as you'll see in later videos. The Tyco versions are solid blue. There are some Mantua Tyco with solid blue. I'll show those also coming up later. The air horns on this model are yellow. The next model will show one with silver air horns from Tyco that were painted factory. Tyco's Spirit of 76 ALCO 430 number 2 variation with the 4301 number boards, and the silver with the yellow showing where the paint's worn off air horns. This is the presidential letter version also, 1973 issue. This unit has the handrails installed on it, as you can see here, and there's the seal of the president. And there's the 1776 on this one's a little bit darker than the first variation. I know of no examples where the red and white stripe has been reversed on any of the issued Tyco locomotives. The presidential seal lettered versions are very rare. They're hard to find in excellent condition. They were issued just for a short time. As the story is, Tyco did not have permission to use this seal with the lettering on it. They were supposed to have been recalled and replaced with another seal, which will be shown soon. But as you can see, a lot of these still survive with the President of the United States on them. The better the condition of the seal, the more valuable the engine is. Mantua Tyco variation number 3, 4301 number boards, blue striped nose, presidential lettered version also. Mantua drive is the first 2 previously shown. There is one difference. The 1776 font is in a lighter blue than the previous 2 versions. It also has the number boards on the rear, 4301, that are not filled in. Variation number 4, Mantua Tyco, 5628 number boards, no Spirit of 76 round decal on the front or the blue stripe from the factory. Yellow air horns, Mantua power truck. The roof line is the same as the first 3. Has a changed seal on it, by the way. Not the best of shape. It also has the number boards on the rear of 5628. Mantua Tyco variation number 5, it has the 4301 number boards, whereas variation 4 had 5628. It's basically the same locomotive, just the number boards are different. The drive on this one is the same as is the roof line, stripes, and the seal. I'd like to thank Shay Getz for this photo here from the Tyco Collector's Forum. Variation number 6, Mantua Tyco 4301 number boards, yellow air horns, and the Spirit of 76 decal on the front of the engine. This dates this to around 1975 beginnings. There are differences on these issued models. The roof line is now a solid color, whereas the previous models were striped. This version has the Mantua power truck in it. Also, screw-in fuel tanks. The seal has been changed here to the reissued version. And there's the 1776. This one has the number boards on the rear also. 4301. Here's a picture of the Mantua Tyco fuel tank screw-in version. These versions, if you'll notice too, are now silver version, whereas the previous 73, 74 were black tanks. Mantua Tyco 4301 variation number 7, Spirit of 76 decal on the nose. Solid blue roof line. This is a rare version, by the way, as it has no stars from the factory, and it also has a rare seal that is not seen on many, but is out there. The 1776 script is a thinner font on this one and a different blue. As you see here, the number boards are now filled in. This is approximately 1975 also, maybe later in the year. This is the fuel tank for the no star, no stripe version, Mantua Tyco screw-in. However, it contains the first generation power torque motor, as it has a single screw that holds the truck and the snaps on the ends of these trucks. Very rare. Also, the coupler pockets are what they call a fang style, which snap down into the truck, whereas the later Tyco's were one solid mold. This is the rear truck on the locomotive. Same type of coupler pocket, fang style, snaps into the truck. Also on this engine, the paint is shiny, whereas on all the other models issued seem to be a dull finish on them. Just a note on the paint jobs on the Spirit of 76 from Tyco, the Mantua Tyco versions. The Mantua Tyco's seem to have a flat finish from 73 to 75, and approximately 75, 76 Tyco's all appear to be shiny, plus the roof lines are all solid on the 76 and 75 models. There are some 75s with the striped roof line, not many. Again, this model here is rare, as there were no stars on the stripes from the factory. This is all original, mint condition, unused locomotive that I purchased off of eBay. Variation number 8, Mantua Tyco 4301, Spirit of 76 nose decals. Pretty much the same as the other one, but the stars are on the stripes on this model. The paint on this version is darker and flat compared to the shiny no star example. Decal is also changed on this one. Number boards on the rear are filled in. It also has the first generation single screw power torque fang style coupler pockets, the Mantua silver screw-in fuel tank. The 9th variation would look like this. Tyco 4301 number board, Spirit of 76 on the front nose, a solid blue roof line, non-lettered presidential seal. The Tyco versions would have power trucks like this for the power torque motor, 3 screws in the bottom. This is the front truck. The Tyco version Spirit of 76 would have the snap-in fuel tanks, which would date these locomotives to late 75 and the 76 year production. The rear trucks, 3 screws in it, also holding it. Also, the Tyco Spirit of 76 430 late 75, 1976 year would also have the filled in number boards on the rear. Just briefly on the boxes, I'm running out of time for the YouTube limit. 73 to 74 presidential lettered versions came in this box here. Some of the unlettered versions also came in these boxes with stock number 244-1800. The Tyco issued just had 244 stamped on them. Also, the 73-74 had the colored Tyco accessories, whereas the Tyco 1975 just had the illustrated versions on it. The sides all had the same locomotives printed on them. Thank you for watching. Hope this information was helpful to those of you collecting these engines.